Are you ready for what is very probably going to be the largest transfer of wealth in human history? And would you like to benefit from that? Hi, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Justin Peach. I'm the owner of the Krunecker Center in Amsterdam. And today I'm stepping way out of my comfort zone because I want to talk to you about something that I don't normally speak to people about in a professional capacity, but I think that it is massively important and could be hugely beneficial to you. As you probably figured out, we're living in extraordinary times. We are not going to go back to anything that we've previously experienced. We are working our way through this tumultuous transformation on our planet towards something entirely new. And one of those things that's going to be transforming and changing significantly, as far as I can see it, is our financial system, our wealth system. And what I wanted to talk to you about is something that I've been investigating for about the last year and a half. And first of all, when the lockdown started, I decided I wanted to go quite deeply into the real history of the earth. But I started to follow all kinds of rabbit holes, pull all kinds of threads, and I saw that there's a lot going on. And one of the things that I realized I needed to get into was our new financial system, and that is in the form of cryptocurrency. This is a really big deal, but I didn't realize it for quite a while. First, I thought that this was the domain of nerds and technical geeks, and didn't make a lot of sense to me, and that wasn't very interesting to me. But what I see now very clearly, because I've been looking as much as my small brain at least can into global and macroeconomics, because it's pretty clear we are on the threshold of some kind of radical, very radical transformation shift in our financial system. That could be complete collapse, it could be transformation, but we're going somewhere that we haven't been before, and it's not going to look like anything that we've imagined. What's our current situation? Our current situation, if you asked a lot of economists and people that really understand what's going on, is that our situation is untenable, which means that something has to give. All of the major indicators, things that are happening, are saying that we're looking at a death of the dollar, death of the petrodollar, and a possible global collapse of the fiat monetary system. Basically, that means the system in which we can print unlimited amounts of money. So what does this mean? What does this mean for you and me? It means that, firstly, if we have euro, dollars, anything like that, any fiat money in our bank accounts, we want to be thinking about moving that somewhere else, moving that somewhere safe. But also, we are on the threshold of a massive, massive, massive opportunity. And the reason I'm reaching out to you and letting my friends and other spiritual colleagues know is I think that us spiritual dudes that really are endeavoring to, well, let's face it, we are where the rubber meets the road in terms of spiritual development, consciousness development, and how we help and facilitate others. So if anybody really deserves to benefit from a shift in the financial system, it's us, because we can pass that on to other people and help other people do that as well. If we take a look at some of the big things which are happening at the moment, things that we can't really ignore. Firstly, we've got huge money printing happening at the moment. I think the Fed are printing something like $123 billion every month. European Central Bank also printing huge amounts of money. I heard recently something like 6% of all of the dollars in existence have been printed in the last, could be 6 months, something like that. You can look that up and see what you find, something like that, some crazy amount. So huge money printing. We've got global inflation. We've got prices going up above 10% at the moment. So we've got potential for hyperinflation. A lot of people talking about Weimar Germany in terms of what's happening at the moment. So Prices are going up, which means that your purchasing power is going down. The value of your euro, the value of your dollar is actually going down. We had something very big happen actually after the fall of Afghanistan. What happened was that the Saudis did a deal with the Russians probably for something like arms, oil, protection, something like that, which is very interesting, really underreported by the media, because the Saudis already had a deal in place with the States, and that was what was propping up the dollar, what was propping up the petrodollar. So the fact that they've reneged on that deal, big news. That basically means the death of the petrodollar is imminent. The trust in the dollar is gone. Russia, China, big countries don't want to use the dollar as reserve currency anymore. They want to use other currencies to deal in. Look at the Evergrande situation at the moment. One of the largest retail investors at the moment are on the verge of potential bankruptcy. That could have knock-on effects on the whole global situation. We've got huge supply chain issues, which have been partly a result of all of the lockdowns around the world. So it means that, I don't know, shipping containers are hugely expensive at the moment. Certain ships can't be sourced. This is going to have an effect on prices, on availability. It's going to have an effect on whether we can get the things that we want in the supermarket. So we're going somewhere we haven't been before. Don't take my word for all this stuff. You can go out and look. There's a lot of information out there, a lot of things online. I'm just drawing together information that I've found from some of the top sources, some of the top podcasters, some of the top economists out there. They're all pretty much saying the same thing. So what are people doing as a result of this? Well, they're getting out of the dollar, they're getting out of the euro, they're getting out of fiat money. Fiat money basically is the paper money, unbacked fiat currency, which looks like it's going to fail any moment. Where are people going? What are they doing? Well, they are moving out of the dollar into things like cryptocurrency. Now, cryptocurrency was already a huge disruptor in the financial space. So it was a massive threat to banks. That's why the banks told us that, cryptocurrency is nothing, nothing to worry about, or it's used by criminals for whitewashing. And while they were telling us that don't get into cryptocurrency, what were they doing behind our backs? Yeah, the big banks were, of course, all buying Bitcoin and buying into cryptocurrency. Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they're like. Now, I was never really that interested in crypto because I thought it was a kind of domain for geeks and technical nerds. I didn't really understand what it was about. But now I've been looking into macroeconomics and into cryptocurrency. I realized that it's part of really the transition that we're making on this planet to a sovereign place for individuals like you and me, a place where we can be in charge of ourselves, in charge of our wealth, in charge of our health, in charge of our money and what we do with our money. It's basically the end of banks, the end of government, and it's cryptocurrency, distributed ledger technology is really the future because it empowers us. So let's have a look at the benefits of cryptocurrency. So first of all, cryptocurrency is decentralized. It's your money. You are your own bank. There is scarcity. There are only a certain amount of bitcoins available and other cryptocurrency. This is kind of the opposite of money printing. There's only going to be a certain amount of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. That means that the value is only ever going to hold or stay stable or increase. The blockchain is immutable. That means that we have a record of all the transactions. So it's very open and transparent. Cryptocurrency is much more than digital money. It's about all the value, all forms of value, all forms of assets, all forms of wealth are going to move to the blockchain. So not just money, stocks, shares, insurance, lawsuits, anything that you can imagine, all forms of property titles are going to be moving to the blockchain. So when I first got into crypto, the market cap of cryptocurrency was something like $1 trillion. In a year's time, it had doubled to $2 trillion. But when all the money gets into crypto, we're talking about 100 trillion, all of the money moving into cryptocurrency. That's going to be happening in the next 2 to 3 years. You may think that you're late to crypto, but you're not. You're still, if you're thinking about crypto, if you have some money in crypto, if you're thinking about getting into it, you are still very, very, very early. That's the good news. Just to give you some idea of the possible returns that you can get on any investment, if you were to put $100 into Bitcoin about 5 years ago, you would now have just short of $17,000. So you'd have gone from 100 to 17,000. It's a pretty good return. If you'd have put that same $100 into Ethereum, you'd have something like $43,000 now after 5 years. So these are the kind of returns, these are the kind of gains that people are getting. It's life-changing. It's really life-changing money. All right, so why am I telling you all of this? Well, this may sound a bit strange because I don't particularly want to, but I am putting together a workshop, and this is to onboard you very fast into crypto. The reason I don't want to is because I'm actually quite lazy and don't always like stepping outside of my comfort zone. But I am so enthusiastic about crypto that I'm telling everybody about it. The potentials are enormous. The potentials for financial freedom are enormous. Huge wealth, and we're talking generational wealth as well for everybody that's getting it at the moment. But let's be a little bit real about the situation. It can be a bit daunting to get into crypto. There are over 6,000 crypto tokens at the moment, and most of them aren't going to make it. The market also is quite turbulent, so how do we deal with that? So the point of this workshop really is to onboard you, fast track you into crypto by telling you and showing you what I've done and how I've done it. Now, I'm not a technical analyst. That's not my approach. I do look at the technical aspects of cryptocurrency because I'm kind of interested in what they're doing and how they're working. But my skill, or my superpower, really more than anything else, is my intuition and my discernment. So I am pretty good, actually I'm very good at finding information and finding out the people that are the best sources of that information, and then I go right to the source and I look for actionable information. Now this may sound a little bit crazy. Where have I been getting a lot of my information from that's turned out to be extremely reliable? Well, from the woo crowd, so from the psychics, the clairvoyants, the remote viewers. It's very interesting, but a lot of psychics the last couple of years have been getting information and messages saying, hey, you need to look at this, you need to look at that. And what do they find? Their guides are telling them about cryptocurrency and advising them which tokens to get into. So I have found in the course of the last year and a half research some of the people that have been giving amazing advice from all these different sources, and what I've done is to overlay their information. So that means that where they're all giving the same information, the same tokens, that's where I have been investing. And my experience has been that everything that I have invested in has all gone up. So it's all gone up in value, and these have been the good coins. So what I'm going to share with you is the result of everything that I've been doing for the last year and a half, so that you can profit from that. I'm going to share with you, I'm going to show you which cryptos I've bought and why. I'm going to explain to you how to buy and how to safely store cryptos. I'm going to show you what my strategy is for the next 6 months to a year. What are my goals with crypto? Well, I'm really interested in some substantial stuff. So I'm looking to buy a house, and I'm looking to get a new center. So I have some decent goals. I'm going to share with you all of my sources. So all of the people that I follow and that I trust, you're going to get that from me. I'm going to give you a very healthy perspective on the market so that you can understand how to work with cryptocurrency. And just to be clear, we're not talking about trading. We're not talking about trading the market. We're talking about making the right purchases and keeping that safely over time, and having the right perspective on the market so that we can ride any of the volatility in the right way, and have very, very, very substantial gains over the next 1, 2 to 3 years. So basically that means I'm giving you everything that I have in this workshop. I don't see the need to save anything for myself, because there is so much opportunity out there, and I really feel that everybody deserves to benefit from this. We've been in a very difficult situation on planet Earth. We've been living in a slave society where we've been working hard, burning ourselves out. How much time has there been for our true self, for our spirituality, for our spiritual development? Probably not enough. So if we can be in a situation where we have enough money to pay the rent easily, we don't have to worry about that. We can work on the things that are really important. We can dedicate much more of our time, our energy, and our consciousness to our soul path and our soul development. But wait, that's not all, like they say in all the good infomercials, because I do have something else that I want to share with you, and that is something next to crypto, which is about ready to pop, which is going to be enormous, and I think you're going to be in time to get in on this. So I have something I'm going to reveal to you, which I'm invested in equally next to crypto. I can tell you what that is and how you can get in on that and how you can benefit from that. So again, this is really something I'm putting together because I want to help people. I want to get the word out there. I'm looking to put a one-day workshop together, and I'll probably only give one, maximum 2 days altogether. So this is not going to be something I'm going to be doing that often. So grab this opportunity. Something like this isn't going to happen that often, that you're going to get all this information, all of the low-hanging fruit, all in one go, and benefit from this. So if you feel that this is for you, if your intuition is saying, okay, this is where I need to be, then sign up, register your place, and I will see you very, very soon.